Our bodies operate as direct current, or DC electric machines. We have an internal, natural rhythm that relies on specific environmental cues to function properly. But today, we live in an alternating current, or AC-powered world, saturated in artificial blue light that directly conflicts with our biology. We are constantly surrounded by 5G networks and EMF pollution. EMF stands for electromagnetic fields, which are the invisible energy waves produced by our electronic devices. Constant exposure to this unnatural environment disrupts our cellular rhythms and contributes to invisible, chronic illnesses, from colonizing mold toxicity to severe autoimmune disorders. A common result of this constant environmental stress is MCAS. MCAS, or mast cell activation syndrome, is an immune condition where your body's mast cells mistakenly overreact and release too many chemical mediators. Your body becomes so chaotic and exhausted that it begins reacting to everyday environmental triggers, like simple household dust, floating outdoor pollen, and wireless network signals. To heal these modern ailments, we need to look backward. We have to open an ancient ledger of forgotten rules to realign our internal biological clocks with the natural world around us. Overcoming chronic illness requires a complete reset of how our bodies interact with light, geography, and food. Treating the symptoms alone will leave the underlying systems broken. The absolute most critical step for resetting your biological clock is watching the sunrise every single morning. This daily practice grounds your internal organs and sets the timing for all your bodily functions. This diagram illustrates exactly how full-spectrum light enters the eye to reset your circadian rhythm. There are strict conditions for this morning protocol. You must view the sunrise with naked eyes. That means taking off prescription glasses, removing contacts, and stepping outside so there is no window glass between you and the sun. These specific UV rays must physically enter your eye to trigger the body's natural melatonin production, which you need for restful sleep later that night. During the day, you should acclimatize your skin and eyes to the sun without sunglasses or sunscreen. Your body is designed to naturally absorb full-spectrum rays and process the light correctly. When the midday sun reaches its peak, simply seek the shade. When the sun goes down, you must protect your biological clock from artificial interference. Avoid blue light entirely. Turn your computer and phone screens to their maximum red light filters, or switch them to black and white. Wear red lens glasses and abandon wearable technology like wireless headphones and smartwatches that emit constant signals. Controlling your daily light diet is the master switch. It dictates whether your internal organs have the environment they need to heal, or if they will continue to deteriorate. Your circadian rhythm is also tied directly to your location. Plants and animals naturally carry the specific circadian rhythm of their native geography and climate. This creates a strict geographic rule for eating. If you live in a northern latitude like Canada, eating a tropical fruit like a banana in the middle of winter deeply confuses your body's biological clock. The light environment of your home does not match the light environment stored in that food. The seasonal protocol for northern climates requires relying almost entirely on local animal meats during the winter months. You only reintroduce local plants when they naturally begin growing again in the spring and summer. This illuminated parchment shows the 5 foundational pillars required for total physical alignment. You need natural sunlight, clean water, magnetic earth grounding, regular exercise, and unprocessed whole foods. Eating out of season is a biological mismatch. It actively prevents your body from finding its natural rhythm. To understand how our diet impacts chronic illness, look at this diagram of a wooden bucket. This bucket represents your body's total capacity to process complex, inflammatory food chemicals. We call this your tolerance. Certain compounds act as individual drops of water entering this bucket. Histamines are chemicals naturally produced in meat during aging or fermentation. FODMAPs are specific types of fermentable carbohydrates that can be difficult to digest. Oxalates are microscopic, naturally occurring crystals found in many plants. When consumed in moderation, these drops fill the bucket halfway without causing an issue. The danger comes from stacking. If you consume too many of these different triggers in a single meal, the sudden volume rapidly overwhelms the system, causing the bucket to violently overflow. Severe food reactions are rarely caused by a single toxic ingredient. They're the result of a cumulative overflow in an internal system that is already overburdened. Keeping the histamine bucket empty starts at the butcher. You should avoid aged meats like beef entirely. Instead, opt for unaged lamb, goat, or fish and chicken that were flash frozen immediately after harvesting. There is a strict scientific rule for thawing meat to prevent histamine growth. You must submerge the meat fully in a bowl of cold water. Water is highly conductive, ensuring the internal parts of the meat thaw at the exact same rate as the outside. Thawing times must be precise. Fish will thaw in cold water on the counter in about 30 minutes. Chicken and lamb should be fully submerged in cold water inside the refrigerator for no more than 3 hours. When it is time to cook, you have a strict limit. Never cook meat for longer than 1 hour. To meet this deadline, ask your butcher to cut a whole chicken into separate legs, wings, and breasts to drastically speed up the cooking process. Modern trends like slow-cooking bone-in meats or simmering bone broth stews are highly problematic for sensitive systems. Prolonged heat applied to bones releases massive amounts of histamines straight into the meal. How an ingredient is handled, thawed, and heated is just as critical to your daily health as what the ingredient actually is. This watercolor illustration shows a meal perfectly aligned with these rules. A flash-frozen salmon stir-fry cooked quickly in olive oil, incorporating simple, low-trigger root vegetables like carrots and celery. You can still enjoy familiar formats using clean ingredients. A sable fish fillet sandwich works perfectly when using moderate amounts of coconut oil and sugar-free Dijon mustard, served on a gluten-free amaranth bread. For a mustard dandelion rockfish pan fry, you can easily swap out high-trigger ingredients like apples in favor of safer alternatives like yams, paired with a natural tang of bitter greens. A true healing diet is never about starvation. It is the thoughtful art of combining clean ingredients to nourish the body, ensuring you never overflow your tolerance bucket. For the ultimate systemic reset, consider taking a 1-month winter holiday near the equator. This allows you to completely disconnect from electronics, absorb massive amounts of natural sun, and physically ground your bare feet with the earth. But starting right now in your daily life, drink clean water, eat whole local foods, and prepare yourself for tomorrow morning. Step outside tomorrow morning, take off your glasses, watch the sunrise with your naked eyes, and begin winding your biological clock.